Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Rodolfo. Rodolfo is from Mexico, but he lives in Chicago, in the USA. So let's see what Rodolfo has to say. Enjoy the interview. So hello Rodolfo, how are you?
I'm good, and yourself?
Very well. Thanks so much for taking the time today for the interview.
Yeah. Thank you for reaching out and inviting me.
So tell me, how's your day going so far?
My day has been going very chill and relaxed. It's my day off, office day. I have a hybrid job. Um,
Mhm.
so it's also I use it in the morning to do a little bit like running errands like laundry, fixing around stuff, installing AC because it's starting to get hot here. But it's very chill and relaxed.
Do you consider yourself to be more of a day or night person?
I'm definitely a morning person. I'm
Yeah,
very morning person. Yeah, definitely.
always been?
No. My family, they've been very early birds, my mom and my dad. And there was a moment in time of puberty and like teenagers that I was more living on the night. I still enjoy once in a while, but not anymore. But even though if I stay one day like too late, next day by 7 a.m. I'm already up. So definitely morning.
And where are you from, Rodolfo?
I'm originally from Mexico. I was born and raised over there. Moved to New York in 2001 when I was 18 years old,
Oh,
back and forward, and then currently living in Chicago, like 4 years ago now.
wow. And why the change from Mexico to New York City and now Chicago?
Well, Mexico, because I don't know. I've been very bouncy. Always my head has been very like active, and I always wanted more. I'm not from Mexico City. From a very big town, small mindset. I will say it. It's very conservative, in the middle of the country. And I have fun and everything, but I always wanted more. And there was kind of like a very my family. They tend to be very tied in together, and I love them. But I'm a person that always love my space, and then I got opportunity like literally almost overnight to go and check out New York. I went there a couple of times just for like partying or Halloween, and I always loved it, especially when you're watching the movies and everything. So that was the first move over there. Since day one, even though that you're very blind by the lights and you get like starstruck by everything, I knew I will never stay there forever. If you decide to stay in a city like New York, it's like you totally have to surrender to the city
Mm-hmm.
to become something different. And I always knew I never wanted to stay there forever. Um, and there's a moment where I stopped feeling it, and it's a city that is such a strong energy that by the moment that you feel it that you don't belong anymore, the city's telling you like get out of here. There's a big line behind you. So I was wanting like a smooth change, a city that it could be like a lighter version of New York. I have a lot of family here in Chicago, so I decided to check it out. And since then, I've been here.
Wow. And your parents are still back in Mexico or they live in Chicago now?
No. All my family, my brothers and siblings, they live in Mexico. Yeah, everybody lives over there. I'm the only one who was born in Mexico. All my brothers and sisters, my siblings, they were born here in the U.S. in different states. I'm the only original Mexican, but I'm the only one who doesn't want to live over there. I mean, not now. Maybe when I retire, something.
And what do you do for work, for living, Rodolfo?
I'm an account coordinator for a skincare brand.
Mm-hmm.
That means like sales manager, and I'm a former chef and pastry chef in New York. That's what I was doing in New York.
That's amazing, my goodness. And you still bake some cakes as well, still?
Yeah. I'm currently in a fitness journey. I don't cook like very fun for me anymore. I think I never did. But I like to bake. I think I'm enjoying more now baking, but I only do it like around fall when it's like bulking season, or when I got like a relax because I'm in a very fit and a fitness journey, and my diet is very tight all the time, and it has become more like a living, like a lifestyle,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why I don't do a lot. But I do enjoy it more than ever.
Amazing. Actually, I made a note here about your fitness journey. And during the interview, I'm going to explore a little bit more about it and also about your life so far, okay?
All right.
But before we start our journey, Will in the Magic Box, would you like you to tell something interesting about yourself or maybe something that's not many people know about you?
I don't know. There's so many versions of myself out there, like the way people see me. From some people, I'm very kind and I love to take care of my tribe. For some people, I may be very cold blood and like cold, like, and I can be very isolating and I'm very introvert. And for some people, I can be very loud. So depending on the person you ask.
Amazing. Rodolfo, are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and share your point of views?
I don't think we're never ready, but here I am.
Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So this is my best friend. Okay, full of random fun questions. I'm just gonna play a song now just for us to relax a bit before the first question, okay?
Okay.
Let's do it. Right, so before I start the game, during the journey, if it comes up a question that you don't want to talk about, some reason you don't want to answer, always can change the question, okay?
All right.
First question for you is, where do you see yourself living when you retire?
Definitely a beach, warmer place. I've started to consider that. So I have either Barcelona, or if I stay in, or Puerto Vallarta in Mexico, if I go back to Mexico, or it could be like a city, will be something like Madrid, like big city, but still nothing crazy.
And have you been before in Madrid and Barcelona as well or not?
Yeah, I actually did an internship in Barcelona in 2008, so I stayed there for a long summer, and it was one of the biggest surprises of my life. I can tell you, my heart belongs there. So yeah, I've been there. I love it, but it's such a laid back city that it can trap you and stay there forever numb. I don't know.
It's interesting you saying that you in Chicago. I had a few guests on the show from Chicago, and the city can be very cold in the wintertime. Can be.
It is. I thought it was gonna be like, oh, I'm used to New York and can handle this. No, it's frigid. But what I will say about the Chicago is not the temperature is drastically. It's like very frigid, like sometimes like a tundra, very icy and windy. But more than anything, my biggest shock is the city really slowed down here. Everybody gets cozy, so it stops. And if you don't have a plan, it can be it could get into your head. So that's the biggest challenge. Temperature for me, I would consider like a polar bear, a nice jacket, boots, and get out. And I'm driving more, so the winter itself doesn't bother me. It's just how the mindset change in winter.
I see. Okay, next question. Hey, Rodolfo, next question is, what is your idea of a perfect friendship?
Perfect friendship?
Yeah.
Being real. Like being real. Later, I'm going to get one of my quotes was something about light and darkness. I don't have normal friends. I don't have normal friends. I love stories. What's normal? So it's when they're real. One of the few friends that I have around here is they allow them to call me out when I'm doing. So reality, substance, friendships and partners. I need substance, like mind, spiritually or emotionally.
Wow. And what's the biggest difference between you and your best friends and the biggest similarity?
The biggest difference is it's definitely mindset. I can tell you one of my best friends here, he's very chill. He already has a partner. He's very relaxed, and I'm still very relaxed, and especially in my fitness, I'm very segregated here. But I still love to go out sometimes once a month and explore. But our similarities, we have a big passion for music. Good house music, tribal techno. That will be our biggest similarity. And we both love for the new thing, like substance. Like, what's the new thing? Give me something interesting.
And the best friend is from Mexico as well, or from the US?
No, he's from here, from Chicago.
I see. Okay. Next question. Let's do it. Before the next question, Rodolfo, of course, fitness. And let's talk about fitness. I was checking your profile and I could see, your dedication, your passion about fitness, about bodybuilding. Yeah. One question. Tell me, how fitness always been part of your life, or was a certain time of your life that you start to focus more in fitness? If you can share.
Yeah, I started working out since I was 19 or 20 years old. I did it in my purpose has been different. Before it was like I just want to look good for the beach or the nightclub or whatever, and by Monday everything was gone. And it was all about the looks. We still love, to be honest, everybody loved a little bit the attention, even though you're doing it at a professional level.
Yeah.
But right now, I do it for myself in a different way that maybe one day I got to compete. I want to feel how it's in my bucket list, like to be on a stage one at least once in my life. And now it's for I want to be comfortable in my 50s and 60s. I think if I don't keep working out, all the hardest things in life, if I don't work out, they got harder. I don't know how
Yep.
to explain. If I keep, it gives you discipline. It gives you a mindset and a different perspective. And I love order. As you can see, everything is placed. I don't have a lot of stuff. I love order, and so I know the consistency of the meal prepping, going around. It just makes you think less on the daily life. What I'm gonna eat. Yes, I'm craving for sugar. I love pastries, of course, but I don't know. It just gives you order and standardize your life in a better, more organized way. And that's how I see it right now. And I'm amazed that I can prove myself that I'm in a better shape than when I was in my 20s. So
Wow.
that's a win. That's a win.
I
Yeah.
like that. And you always been this way? Very organized?
No. When I was in my in my teens, I was kind of faster, very random, not thinking on stuff. I think when I got my second car, I got my first car, it was a mess. And everything got in order when I got my second car, and it was the car that I got the longest. And everybody knew. Everybody thought if I clean it every day, and it was not. I don't know. I just give me peace of mind when, and it was a good thing for when you're a chef. When everybody knew when I was taking over a new kitchen, there's a space for everything. Even if it's gonna be a corner for a mess, that's the corner or that's the bucket for the mess. The rest, there's a place for everything.
Wow, amazing. Next question is, if someone offered to tell you your future, would you accept it or not, and why?
That's been changing lately. Before, I always wanted to know when I was a kid because of fear, I will say.
Yeah.
Now, I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it. I read a lot of my I kind of check always about like my
Star sign astrology.
no, my astrology. Yeah, I check a lot. I do. I don't fully believe that it's true, but it do gives like a profile people, and they for some reason I always tend to like I'm pretty sure these people is Aquarius or these people is blah blah blah, and then many, for example, I'm a Cancer, so it's well known all the water signs we get along, and many of my partners that were Scorpios, and so. Funny fact, I maybe I don't care about this astrology of someone new around me, and then the other time I asked, like, are you a Scorpio or Capricorn or Gemini? And they were like, yeah. I'm like, it's, I don't know how to explain it. Even though if it's real, it's not a science actually, but so when it comes to the future, I wouldn't mind it. Maybe yeah, I would love it still, just to see if they get it wrong or they were right. I don't know.
I'm Scorpio, by the way.
Oh, it's interesting. Yeah, so you know about cancers.
In your opinion, what's the positive part about Cancer, yeah, what they have like the biggest positive impact, and the negative side, downside of Cancer, what that would be your star sign.
What I love about the positive is we have a lot of tenacity,
Mm-hmm.
even if we don't feel it. The second one, that it's in the middle, it could be a good or a bad. I will have to say three. The middle is the feeling.
Okay.
We do feel a lot. And then the little thing that I asked for people who are really into astrology, they told me my chart, and I had 3 cancers on my chart. So
Wow.
when I feel, and that could be annoying sometimes. I feel like Xavier for X-Men. Sometimes you don't know where those voices of feelings are coming. It sounds weird, but the feelings, I think it's good because I can relate to someone else, and
Mm-hmm.
people feel comfortable with me, like to open up sometimes. And the the worst part of a cancer is the overthinking.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing as the part of the feeling. The overthinking of a cancer is just, I don't like it because sometimes it holds me back. It doesn't let me
Yeah,
move forward.
that's true.
Yeah.
As you know a lot about Scorpio, of course, I'm gonna tell about Scorpio, and you tell me if you agree. Okay. The Let's start with the negative part of Scorpio. We are very controlling, very jealous, like very jealous. Scorpio, they are very jealous, very controlling. They like to know what's there. You know what I mean? Very intense as well. You are very intense. The good side, let's say the positive side, you are very passionate about. You are very expressive. Like if I like you, trust me, you're gonna know, because I'm gonna express. I'm gonna be around you. We are very loyal. So there's this thing about Scorpio, very sexual as well. Very sexual.
Yes.
Scorpio are very sexual. You know. So yeah. Am I right?
Totally, totally. Like you guys are the private investigators by excellence.
They say, they say that Scorpio, they have 2 lives. One that everyone sees, and the other one private that no one knows. They say
Yeah,
that.
that's what I said to everyone. Like, don't try to play mind tricks to a water sign. Like, you are not gonna win. We already know. We don't know exactly what it is, but like we already know what's going on. So, especially
Ab-
Scorpios. The Scorpios will bring down the fact like this because of this and blah blah blah, and it will be right. Yeah.
Absolutely, we're very intuitive as well. Scorpio, our intuition is very strong. You know, it's very. We think about someone, this person disappear out nowhere. Think about something, and you know, it's all about this thing about Scorpio. Yeah, you know
We
very
are,
well.
yeah, we're very sensitive about energies.
Ab-
I can walk into a room and start like already feeling it, like
yeah,
something's off. We are not always right, maybe, or whatever, or we might be, but not in the moment.
absolutely.
But I am very, very sensitive to energy. Same thing in Scorpios. I think that's where we get along. So that we can have a full conversation just with the stare and the look and
Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah.
Next question. Let's do it. Hey, Rodolfo from Chicago. Next question is, tell us about your first kiss and your first love.
My first kiss and my first love.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I can't remember my first kiss. I can't remember. I think it was in kindergarten. I don't remember.
Tell me one of the kisses that you're never gonna forget, that was very special or was very meaningful, if you can remember. One of the very first one.
That it was meaningful. Okay. It was this person, the first time that I started dating or be with someone like older than me. I was always attracted to guys of the same age, on my same
Uh-huh.
age. And then, but I was on my age when I was 18 years old, and I was always like a big guy, so I never like in my hometown. All the little teenagers are the ones, and I was not for the profile. And it was this guy who introduced me to the Cowboys bear scene, and I didn't know I was a cub back then, and that was the first time that I feel seen and someone. I'm very controlling even when I'm in intimacy. Uh, but if you could show me the energy that you have to do, you can control the situation. But if and this person was the first one, and then he literally like grabbed me like slow down, like this and that, and I was like, oh okay. I will say that was my first love.
Oh,
I just got to realize that I might never be actually fully in love.
tell me about it.
I just realized maybe I'm wrong. I'm on my whole journey of self, like still discovering myself.
Mm-hmm.
I learned recently that I got obsessed. I used
Okay.
to get obsessed.
Mm-hmm.
My first partner, boyfriend, what best friend, whatever we were, it was very confusing. This person was confused about his sexuality, and I got confused as well. So everything started very twisted. I will say, not in a bad way. I was only 17. He was only 19 or 20. Um, but yeah, I remember that because I couldn't fully have it. I was like, I thought I was in love. And recently, and then I stopped dating for years, and recently I started dating again. And the reaction with people now is different with me. It's kind of like I wouldn't say, I want to kind of more easy, but I don't know. It's That's a very tricky part of my life right now when it comes to love because I am definitely open to meet someone,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't want to sound very arrogant, but I got to the point that I've been going through so much by myself that it's not that I don't need that person, but it might, I don't know, it might take more for me to get my fully attention and put my trust on this person. And with that, say love. Maybe down the road in the future, I will realize that this wasn't my first love. This person. I did appreciate a lot of people in my life, like partners, but I don't know. I like to run away when things start to get serious, and I had to accept that I'm afraid of commitment still.
Could
Yeah,
be maybe something that maybe is like you protect yourself somehow. You don't want to get hurt or something connect with feelings. I understand that.
yeah.
Do you believe that there are different kinds of love?
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of appreciations, I believe. Uh, there's love for the person you love. You appreciate that this person it is, the looks, how successful or not in life. Um, I just recently wrote a quote like, "If you like this person looks, then you're appreciating this part, and blah. And then if you're in love with this person, blah, because this person, the way he treats you, then you blah blah." But then said, when you're in love with this person without knowing why you love this person, that is true love. And I was like, oh, that might be true. When you don't have an explanation, like they're not even good looking. You're not even decent. Like, why? Like, why I care for you? Like, that might be. I don't know. I haven't get to the part. But again, I've been having big gaps in my life where I don't even play the game.
I see. Okay. Ready for another question?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Next one. Before the next question, as we were talking about relationship, about childhood, about love, and connect with people. How was for you growing up as a gay boy back in Mexico? Yeah, did you have the support of your family? It was a bit tricky for you, and also tell me the day when you came out. Did something happen, or you just decide to open up?
No, I was a very lucky guy, to be honest. I was a very lucky person, especially because the one most supportive than it was my dad, my father. He was the patriarch of the family, and he was because he just died in 2019. And not on top of that, I was his number one. Yeah, I was daddy's boy.
Oh,
Sorry, no, I can't
it,
stop.
it's okay. It's okay. I've got goosebumps now. My God, I can feel your energy. I understand. It's okay. It's okay to be
So
emotional.
I was very lucky to have that support. I wasn't aware. Um, Actually, when I realized that I had so much support, I started to become a little bit like a monster.
Hmm.
They was gonna be on my way or not, and I will go around like that with friends, nightclubs. I think that's what I love New York the most because New York will keep me grounded. New York is like it's all stars. Like you go there to compete against the best of the best, and you think you got it, prove it to all of them, and then you will keep me grounded. And but when things will get serious the first 5 years, I will go back to my father's comfort zone. So I was very lucky. Uh, I was very lucky in many aspects, even like going out and party when I used to party hard. I was very lucky to just get out of there. Like I will tell everyone that I was. People told me that I was like Paris Hilton. I will hang out with these girls. They will get bad, and I will come out come out of the situation like untouched, and I will like nothing happened to me. When she did it to Britney and all of them one by one, I was kind of like that. I did got my moments in my 30s when I had to really dig deeper and who am I and what am I doing, sort of things. But no, I cannot. Since I was 17 until my 20s, I was very lucky. And then I also came out of the closet immediately with a brother, like older brother figure. He was like well known in the scene, well connected, and he literally got me under his wing. Um, that fuel up the effect of the monster of Rodolfo. Like I got protected in my house out of the scene. I got protected by this guy. So it was like I was never fully arrogant, but so I will say, yeah, I was very lucky. I was very lucky, and yeah, even like and Mexico can be well known for be very like the macho culture, depending how you see it. Depending how you see it, and maybe because I was a big guy all the time, it was very hard to get in trouble. I do remember talking experiences on school with my gay friends when they were like more skinny, and they will either be attacked or get abused. Not abused. They had early sexual experiences. And when I talk about it with these one other friends, I was like, well, that never happened to me. And then a friend of mine who was my size or bigger, he was like, because you and I, we were the biggest guys of the room. They will think twice to mess with us, even like try to hook up with you. Like, what if it wasn't true? They will get in trouble. So that's why I was always like safe.
Wow.
Yeah.
As you could, you felt a bit emotional when you thought about your dad. If you can share, when you think about him, there is a memory that's always going to have a special place in your heart. What's the most, beautiful memory that comes to your heart when you think about him?
I will say the last time that we talked when he was alive. He never wanted to go to New York to visit me and my parents because they got the image of New York back in the 70s. At some point, they live in Chicago in the US, my parents, where my brothers were born in the 70s. And of course, New York was the end of the world. And then, so they always got that image. And then I moved over there in the early 2000s, and I was playing how safe. And then at some point, how boring was becoming New York, how mainstream. And then so when at some point I moved back to Mexico in 2017 for only 10 months, and when I moved back, everything started to work even better. And they decided, we're gonna go to visit you. And I took them around the city, and he told me immediately, like, oh, this is totally different. It's actually organized, dirty, but it's I can see why you love it.
Mm-hmm.
The last thing that he told me, we were in Brooklyn, where I used to live over there by the piers, looking at Manhattan, and he told me like he was looking everything around, like, well, now I understand why you love this city. You're a different person. So
Wow.
whatever you're doing, keep doing it because you're doing good.
Wow.
So I'm in peace with that because he left knowing that I'm okay. And I think that's and then I couldn't talk to him because by the time I met him in Mexico, he was already on the bed in the hospital. But yeah, that was the last time that I got to talk to him.
Wow. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing. Thank you, Rodolfo.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question is, what is one thing you can't live without?
My almond milk. I don't know why. I cannot live with almond milk. I used to love milk a lot, but I cannot tolerate it anymore. Yeah, my morning coffee is without like I love it a little bit like cold with almond milk, but almond milk for some reason is always there has to be in my house. I don't know. For some reason, that's the first thing that came to me. I mean, maybe you ask my ex-boyfriend, he's gonna say something different.
Not right or wrong. That's what genuinely came to your mind. Tell me your morning ritual. Do you have like a ritual every morning or not?
Yeah. I woke up. Well, it's more simple now. I woke up. I kind of check where I am with my weight because I kind of always worry. The scale is right next to my bed. And then so I checked my weight and then got like quick breakfast like my pre-workout because I like to go to the gym early in the morning. So I don't catch the crowd. And go to breakfast, like get ready, brush my teeth, get all my gym stuff, everything. My meals are ready, and meditate for at least 5 to 10 minutes. And I was always on my way to get my car, pray a little, pray. I normally don't pray for me. I pray for neighbors, the country, the war, neighborhood, and my job, my boss. So it's kind of always my ritual in the morning, and go to the gym for like between an hour and a half to 2 hours, and then go to work.
Amazing. Cool. 3 questions left. Let's do it.
Okay.
Next question for you is, if you could go anywhere right now, where would you go and why? Anywhere in the world. Yeah, if you could go anywhere in the world right now, where would you go and why?
Oof, I'm between 2 places in my head lately. But I will say right now, the one more in my head is Turkey, Istanbul.
Tell me why.
I just fall in love with the city when I went there without planning, but it was too fast, so I didn't have an idea what I was gonna see and how people react to me. And the food, number one. The food was amazing, and but I was so fast, only for 3-4 days, that I couldn't get to explore. And the people were so nice to me. They were very, very, very nice. So I only got to explore like a little neighborhoods of Istanbul. I really want to go to more and more places. And I will say I'm always between Istanbul or Petra in Jordan.
Okay.
That's another one. Yeah.
Amazing. 2 questions left. Let's do it.
Right.
For the next one, tell me, what was the biggest joy of being a pastry chef? What did you like the most about the profession? And the flip sides, what did you find, or do you find most challenging about the career as a chef?
For the reason I can take quickly, and the most challenging, working overnight. The mindset of someone who had to work overnight. I have a lot of respect for people like doctors, everyone. Working overnight was human brain. I don't think is designed to be sleeping while the sun is out. We really don't sleep. That's the most challenging thing. The most fulfilling or happy or the joyous will be, I don't know, the product of especially my last job. Well, my 2 jobs as a pastry chef, like the biggest job, the obsession and the happiness of the people. My first job as a pastry chef was in a donut shop famous from Brooklyn, and I was in charge of the location in Manhattan. And you will hate it during the day because it was National Donut Day. You will hate it because you will like squeezing your soul and everything. But at the end, when I walk out and I will see the huge line blocking, I don't know how many stores around it, and people were just like, I don't know, enjoying it. I think everybody who dedicates their life to any food and the food industry is the reaction of the people who try your food. That would be the most joyful. Yeah, same thing in my last job. It was a very famous croissant place, and the people just taking pictures and going crazy. And yeah, it was nice.
What do you bake that your friends, your family like the most?
That I love to do the most?
No, you like something that you bake that's your friends and your family, they go like, oh my god, that's your best dish or your best baking.
Thanks God, it's been many things. People say that I make the best conchas, the Mexican bread with the sugar crust. You probably have seen it. They have like a sugar crust. It looks like a seashell. I did at some point like a concha place. People said that my best one. I do believe they were very good because they were not. Recently, the last winter, I made these pumpkin and pumpkin tres leches. Tres leches is a Mexican cake. And even I'm very hard on myself, to be honest. Like, no, I need this, but these pumpkin tres leches, even I got like, and it was something put like a randomly for like this recipe from here, blah blah, and I put it all together. I was surprised. I even took it to a couple of my stores where they're my accounts were clients, And everybody was like, so I don't know. There might be many things. The one that I enjoyed the most to do, donuts. I
Okay.
love donuts. I love donuts, making donuts. Yeah.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
Next question is, what motivates you the most in life?
What? Sorry.
Motivates you the most in life?
Oh, so far, right now, it's all about myself,
Okay.
my self improvement, and myself, my well being. Because if I can be a good with myself, a good with my liking myself, then I can be of service to someone else, so I can help someone else. Um, I tried to do in the opposite way before, like try to please and this and that, and leaving me at the end, no. So I will say you give better results. You're a better human being when you're okay with yourself. You respect yourself. You clean up your surroundings, and then you can create a better community. I will say
And saying that, what's the biggest joy of being Rodolfo? What do you like the most about being yourself?
the complexity. It's very. I think even though that I have a boring lifestyle right now, my mindset is very complex.
Mm.
Uh, I'm very moody. I know I can say that like sometimes I'm very loud and happy and blah blah blah, and for I laugh for nothing, and that there's kind of like it takes a lot for me to get my attention. And they said that my words, watching my mouth is not a problem. My face, they said that I need to watch out my face because of, like your expression, like you didn't like this person, right? Or no, no, you didn't like him, like. Oh, wow. So the complexity, I do enjoy my complexity.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, some I have to admit it right now on this self love journey as well. I sometimes I love myself too much, but it is what it is right now. Enjoying the, what I am right now.
Do you feel like you are living your best life at the moment?
Better than before, yes.
Mm-hmm.
There's still a lot of things that I wish I could have or do more of this or blah blah blah, more money. But I'm definitely way much better in many aspects. Yeah, I can say that physically, emotionally, economically, but yeah,
Ready for the last one?
yeah.
Let's do it. Last question. I need to ask a question. Of course, we are, the same age, and I'm sure you know the Brazilian entertainer called Xuxa. Do you know
Oh
Xuxa?
yeah, yeah.
I'm a big fan. All the time when I had people here from South America, from Spain, I always ask, do you know Xuxa? They go like, Hilari, Hilari, yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Before the last question, Rodolfo, being in the fitness journey, yeah, bodybuilding, you are very focused right now. You are, you want to focus and do some achievements. Tell me, what's the biggest, what do you find most difficult about, the journey of being a bodybuilder? What do you think is more difficult? And what's the biggest joy of, doing something in fitness that you like a lot, that you're, building something about your body? What is the biggest joy of it?
The most difficult thing I will say the isolation and I have to limit myself with food. I love food so much, but I think I love food so much that I actually love the food that I'm eating right now because I see it. My number one step to being able to achieve what I have done is not being afraid of food, like not being afraid of carbs, not being afraid of like bread. I think everything in limit. So and I love food so much that I actually enjoy what I eat right now. It's because
Mhm.
I know the benefits they give me. It sounds like a cliche, but like the wellness that it gives me. But I do enjoy it. But it can be very difficult. Like I love sweets. I love bread. I love cookies. You can control me with cookies, and I can have it all the time. Right now, I'm going through a month of getting relaxed, and the problem is I do consider sugar the most like the perfect drug, the most dangerous drug, because you don't realize it's silence, but once that you put in your system, it asks you for more and more. So that's it. But if I can control sugar for a week, then I can control my eating behaviors later because my mindset gets relaxed. The joyful thing is the benefits that come from the benefits that it comes from the sacrifice and the discipline. I If you go to my profile, you will see before 2020, 2021, there was no pictures of myself on my face. There was, I don't know if you went all the way back, but there was very rare pictures of like a selfie. Never. I would never feel comfortable. And then now I try to take as much as I can, sometimes too many, I don't care. Because I want one day I want to look back to see what I did. And then it's always good to have like a record of everything so you can, if you're gonna compete with someone, it's gonna be against yourself. Yes, if you're gonna go in a competition, you need to know how your opponent is, whatever. But so for me, that's seeing what I did, how the process has been going. I do, I feel very proud of it. The difficult part, also, I will say right now, when once you hit a goal, finding the purpose again. Because once that I got to a position like, oh, I got it, I taste it, and then I can take that for granted.
I see.
Finding that purpose and that fire again, that's the most difficult part. And the only thing I have to like kind of let go, and then the idea will come up again.
Do you train every day or not?
Yeah. It changed. Right now we just changed to 3 days, and then one day, one resting day, another 3 days, and one resting day. That means because it's 8 days, I'm never gonna rest the same day. It's gonna be moving, but and normally no more than 5 to 6 days per week.
Okay. Next question is, what's the best present have you ever received, and why you consider that?
And it's funny because I always feel guilty when someone was giving me something. Like I didn't feel like that I deserve it. Even a letter, when someone takes the time for some reason, even though that I would say, oh, it's a letter, I still save my letter since I do remember from friends.
Wow.
Just someone taking the time to write, especially nowadays, to write it down.
Yes.
I think it's a very personal touch, and it's a good energy when they put the effort to do that.
Absolutely.
I don't know, something very silly, but even the time that someone wants to spend with you.
That's so true.
Yeah.
You know what? I love sending postcards. For example, I was in Brazil. I'm from Brazil, so I was visiting my mom's for her 60th birthday, and we went to Rio de Janeiro for just two of us. And I sent postcard for my godson who lives in Canada, and he's 4 years old. But I want to make sure that was his very first postcard. So I sent for, and also I sent for a very good friend of mine in Paris. So I was like, it felt so good to write down. It felt so amazing. And when they received as well, I was like, oh my God, it really, I felt really happy when they received, because, people, they don't do that anymore. And now actually it's coming back slowly. I think people, they are, doing it again. But I think it's, as you said, putting the energy there, writing something there, it's something very meaningful. And people appreciate that for sure, more than ever now.
Yeah, and I think I consider that because when I remember, I had only write down a letter for someone who I really care, and
Yes.
I can count with the fingers of one of my hand, like maybe. So definitely something like that.
Amazing. Okay, it's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game. Okay, I'm going to give a word, just one word that comes to your mind. Let's start with life.
Rich.
Family.
Support.
Money.
Help.
Okay. Fear.
Limit.
Love.
Shapeless.
Okay. One word for sex.
Multidimensional.
Oh my God, over 1,000 interviews, nobody ever said this word for sex, for sure.
Multidimensional.
I love it. Religion.
Limits.
Politics.
Hate.
Friendship.
Love.
Desire.
Possession.
Regret.
Useless.
Success.
Life.
Wish.
Desire.
one, one word for happiness.
Myself.
One word for Chicago.
I gotta get in trouble.
Think twice. Okay, say the word I'm gonna cut because I'm curious now, but I'm gonna cut. I'm gonna take it off. What's the word you were thinking?
Okay.
That's okay. I don't think it's a bad word. Do you want me to keep it?
No,
yeah,
it's okay. It's okay.
Okay. One word for New York City.
Intensity.
And Mexico, one word.
Culture.
One word for pastry chef.
Madness.
And the last one now, bodybuilding, one word.
Discipline.
Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your best friend for a coffee, and I'm going to ask your best friends. Define Rodolfo in one positive word and one negative word only. What he would say, your best friend?
Real. They're very real. And the negative, judgy. I'm very judgy.
Interesting. I like the honesty. I like your honesty. That
I have to be honest. And I know that because every time that I judge someone, it bounces back to me immediately. So I feel it.
I love it.
Yeah.
Let's play now Rodolfo and the Magic Box, and you can ask me a question. But before you ask me the question, what's your favorite Spanish word?
Pasión.
Which means
which is passion.
Passion. I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very similar, and yeah. I don't know why that came to my mind, because that would represent everything that every country that speaks Spanish. I think we have it. We're very passionate. Every country, from Spain, South America, Central America, we're very passionate.
Very Latin, Latin blood.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, you can ask me a question now, Rodolfo.
Oh, okay. I got different ones.
Okay.
But I think the first one thing is, what tools you use to get up and keep going when you are not feeling to keep going? Like when you're not feeling it, what tools do you use to keep going?
Oh my God, I love the question. You know why? Because I was thinking about that today. You know those days when you feel like drained, you don't feel like, keeping up with you have those days. It's normal. Do you know what I thought today about? It's so interesting you ask me that, because today I thought about that. And the first thing that came to my mind is you need to prove to yourself that you can do it. I'll tell you something now. Why I got that conclusion is, when you feel this way, when you feel like those days when you are literally with no energy, your physic and your mind's not there. And it can happen to us. It can happen. Sometimes it happens. And I see as a challenge. I say, okay, it's a sign for you to somehow get over it. So when I have those moments, I have a moment for myself. I said, okay, it's a good sign. It's a good sign. It's a challenge for you. It's something trying to test you somehow. So go over it. I push myself harder. Yeah. And after that, I feel great. I feel better about it. Even though sometimes if I feel like, okay, you cannot do it, that's fine. I agree. And I feel great as well. But sometimes, because we'll think about overthinker, and sometimes I find myself as well in the same situation. Sometimes I can analyze too much, I can think too much, and I feel like drained without energy. So when I feel like, I have I just don't feel like doing something that I meant to do or I need to do, I just go like, okay, if I feel like that, it's a sign that I need to do it. I need to go through it. So answer to your question, it just push myself harder and show that I can go over it, and after I will feel better about the situation. And it works well for me, because sometimes it's just your mind playing with you sometimes, because
Yeah.
every human being, our tendency, it's quicker to go to negative way than the positive way sometimes. You know what I mean? Sometimes you feel like, okay, I'm not gonna do it, it's fine. No, do it, because you're gonna feel better afterwards. So yeah, my answer for you, it's about proving to myself that I can do it, and I push myself a little bit harder, and I feel great afterwards. That's for sure.
Good. Good.
Amazing.
Okay.
Did you enjoy the interview, Rodolfo?
Yeah, it was very it was very entertaining and refreshing.
Thank you so much for being so kind and accepting the invitation. Thanks so much as well for bringing your honesty to the show. It's great talking to you. It's great to see someone, in this journey now in bodybuilder, and you are pushing yourself, and with the challenge of not eating sweets very often as you like your
And I
cookies.
love it. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you so much. But before you go, if you can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
Yeah. As you can see, I like both, like good and bad. I think life is all about balance.
Balance, yeah?
So the only two quotes that were related. The first one, it was well, in general, at least I always like hope for the best, but prepare for the worst.
Good one.
It's kind of like you never be over prepared for any situation. Like for the day, I put myself, this is gonna be a good day, but always kind of like a, what is this or what is that? But I was telling, because earlier I told you that my other quote was like, we love people with light and shadows, not light and falsity.
Mm-hmm.
And this is how I choose my people who try me. Like I really love like to see you. Okay, light is cool when you cheer me up, but I want to see you when you're real, when you are. And I do believe we learn in the shadows. Like this is why Scorpio is so important for everyone, because he will bring everything for people what nobody wants to see. Like no, this is the truth. That's the only way when you can work and grow. For some reason, everybody wants to see light all the time, but that's good. We love it.
Yeah.
But it's actually in the shadows, in privacy, when you learn. Businesses, everything is in privacy and secret and silence, and when everything grows. So I've been learning to be okay with that, and yeah. So we love people with light and shadows, not light and falsity.
Amazing. Very good. Thank you so much. Thanks for the interview. Regards to your friends, to your family, and you keep in touch. It was a pleasure. Okay.
Thank you for having me.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why would you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye-bye. See you next time.